come over to put this new firmware in, but it hasn't worked, and that's quite frustrating. I did what I thought it said it needed to do, but hey ho.
My name is Tim Palmer. I fly a Jodel DR1050 out of this farm strip in East Anglia.
Okay.
I've said before that I do record all flights with a single forward-facing camera just for self-review, and I don't always intend to upload everything, and if I do then I add the extra cameras. But I am going to do this one because basically I'm asking for some help and some advice. I am aware that there's been a number of firmware updates, and I wanted to ensure that my Mini MGL EFIS was up to date, but for some reason it didn't work out.
Well, the first thing I noticed is the fact that the ribbons are all wrong. So not only is it not updated the version, but it's also lost the settings. Oh, I have gained a wind arrow. But anyway, let's have a little look and see what the weather's doing. It's raining, and it's raining. So I think we could be surrounded in a bit of bad weather, which is why we didn't go to Stomaris. Well, it's a bit murky. I got up higher than I thought actually, because the forecast was saying some of this is 800 feet. But 1,250, and there's some space above me, not that much. The altimeters match. We've got 97 registering. It has all gone, because it's gone back to miles per hour.
You can see from the solar panel on the top of my head that grass doesn't grow on busy streets, but it was enough to make me scratch my head.
Well, excuse me, it has proved that that hasn't worked. In fact, it's a backward step. So I might need to load the other one back on, which I should have actually thought and had with me, but I didn't, so yeah. But there's lots of yuck around and a very peculiar feel to the air. Does look very different with those side bits cut. Oh, got rained on. Probably famous last words, but it's actually calmer than I thought. I thought we were going to be quite thermic with all the threats that have been put on the various websites. Having said that, Nayland traffic, Golf Alpha Yankee Echo Hotel is turning final Nayland traffic.
I will just finish the landing before I tell you exactly what I did. On the MGL Avionics website, go along to Products and then down to Extreme EFIS, and then you'll get this page. If you scroll down this page until you get to that section there where it says firmware revisions, takes a little bit of a hassle, but you have to scroll right the way through until you go and find the very latest edition. in this case version 2.06. I then went back to the main page and scrolled down until I got the Extreme EFIS Generation 2 binary version 2.06, and having found that, you click on the zip folder to download it. Then copy it from your download folder onto the SD card. The instructions seem simple enough. Then there's more information telling you about what you should make sure that the file name is called. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make this work or not. I haven't had a great deal of luck. So I'm going to put the master switch on. And then I'm going to turn the EFIS on. Now, if you look, it says it's version 2.01. Okay, and what you're supposed to do, and I tried it a number of times yesterday and got it wrong, I'm going to take out the old card and I'm going to put in, trying to get everything lined up, I'm going to put in a new card. Now that new card has got the updated firmware in, and you have to go to menu and then scroll through to the second page until you get to miscellaneous setup, and you then scroll down so it says save settings to SD card. So I'm pressing the button to say that's done. Now if I then read what it's saying, this is going to be an impossible task because of holding the camera versus the three things I need to do. I'm now going to come out of that. Okay, so that's gone back to normal. I've now got to turn it off, and in doing the next thing I've got to turn it on and at the same time hold those two buttons and see what happens. Now I don't think I can do that holding the camera, so you're going to just have to accept that. That's what I'm going to do and try, and I shall turn this back on very quickly. So I didn't actually see what happened on that one because I was trying to pick the camera up, but what you have to do is you've got to go back into there, and you go back into the menu and you scroll through miscellaneous setup and you go recall settings from the SD card, so press that. That says that's done, but what it didn't do is it didn't give me identified new firmware.
We had a problem in that last flight. It wasn't a major problem, but all of the settings on the EFIS were all awry. Now, I said I'd saved it, and it said it had done, but then everything was wrong. So I'm going to just have a quick fly around and see whether it's now saying what it should be saying. Okay. Everything's what it should be doing. I got 66, which more or less matches. I set the altitude bug at 1,500, so I just want to see that come in. Right, You're not going to see it from the back. But that bug, that yellow bug, at 1,500 feet is now where it should be. Over kilted it a little bit, so I need to bring that back down.
When the EFIS is set up to the Jodel, you can see that on the left hand side ribbon, the airspeed ribbon, that it matches the arc of the airspeed indicator. On the right hand side of the EFIS you'll see that there are two scales. The left hand side shows altitude, the right hand side shows vertical speed. You can see that the yellow bug is there. What you can't actually see at the moment is there's nothing on the VSI because actually it was straight and level at that point.
The purple one should be not showing anything. "85 knots, 85 knots. The only thing that has happened is I've lost the wind arrow, but I have a feeling I deliberately didn't set that up. The purple has come in to say that I'm going down, so let's just push that a bit further. Thousand foot a minute down, 500 foot a minute down. 1220 is 120, so it's still working to GMT. Or should I be saying UTC? So all in all, that exercise has failed. I may publish it as a video just to see whether anybody can help me out with what I've been doing wrong, because I went through the process as I thought it said, to the letter, but it's not. Yeah, it hasn't worked.
If anybody can help me, that will be absolutely great, and what I will do is I'll film what I should have done.
I think I said in the first flight, it's a bit of a shame that we weren't able to go to Stowe Morris. I hope they're having a good day, I hope they're having a good show, but there is a major threat of thunderstorms around, and I really can't afford to be caught out. So I came over with the single intention of doing that. Having gone back last night and read it and reread it, I haven't tried any of the nav data stuff because I didn't really want to push my luck, but at least this is now giving me the reading that I'm used to and the information that I'm used to. Haven't also heard anything from Pilot Aware at all. Ah. But it's strange, it hasn't actually come up on the phone, which I thought I'd calibrated. You can spend too much time, I think, sometimes on some of these electronic bits and pieces when part of what you need, well, most of what you need to do is keep your eye outside the cockpit. Have a good idea of where you're going, what to expect, and plan accordingly. Put the light on for Dad. Nayland traffic, Golf Alpha Yankee Echo Hotel, final Nayland traffic. .70 on the clock, 65 according to the other clock. 500 feet a minute down, 500 feet a minute down, that's all tying in. Ground speed ribbon is fine.